Hey everybody, I just want to make a video, talk to you about changing my channel. Back when I made this channel, I had become a real heavy Bible believer, and partly that was because of the name, the Tetragrammaton. I realized that it was hidden. Plus I had an epiphany, and I had like a spiritual moment one day as well, and that has to do with the planets aligning, and there's some really strong energies happening right now. That's why we're seeing this whole truth movement and discoveries being made about symbols and stuff like that. But and sometimes if you're not looking into something that your subconscious or your selfhood or your Holy Spirit, so to speak, wants you to, it'll trick you into looking into that, and sometimes it'll trick you into believing things. And I believe that my selfhood knew that if I believed this, it knew that I would absorb myself in it and study it, and not just believe it. And you know, because that's the same thing that, and this has been happening for 3 years now. The first one was when I started looking into the Freemasons, Illuminati, and all that, and all the symbolism and stuff. Then came, like exactly a year later, was when I had this epiphany, and started believing the Bible, basically because I had looked into Josephus, who was a very popular historian, and he talked of Jesus. And when that's what I was looking for when I first started looking into the Bible. Was this guy Jesus real? That I still don't know, but I know that it's a powerful name and a powerful thought form, which has to do more with the energy put towards it over the years, and you can use that name to your benefit. But as far as the Bible's concerned, a lot of the Bible is manipulated text and a lie. Another thing, well, what we get caught up in, a lot of us, is this name. We discover this name that has been pulled out of the Bible, and that right there makes us think, oh wow, this must be real. They're trying to hide something. But it goes deeper than that. And then we look back to the Masoretes and how they added vowel pointings and stuff like that, but we don't go back far enough. We go back to the Masoretes and the Dead Sea Scrolls, but we don't go back to the Sumerians and before Egypt, and even during Egypt. And even I could even show you in the Bible where the Tetragrammaton or Yahuwah or Yahweh or whatever you want to call them accepted a child sacrifice. Judges 11. Just go read Judges 11. I bet you that's something a lot of you Saturn people don't know. So there's a reason why I had to study the Bible, and I wasn't getting into it quick enough, so I was tricked into believing it. But it was because I would study it, and I see things like Judges 11 later on down the road, and I could share them now. And I was talking about that year thing. Well, now this year I've kind of moved up another level in consciousness, it seems like, and now I understand that the name was a name, and it wasn't just a name for Saturn. I'm still not sure if it was a name for Saturn, okay? Some of you guys out there that like to say you're researchers, you know, like some of you with 101 on the end of your channel, and you like to show little clips of Google searches you do. Well, that doesn't work for me. If we're going to research and we're going to tell people serious stuff like this, we need to reference authors, we need to reference websites, so people can go and look at this stuff for themselves, not just little pieces of Google searches where Noah can go and confirm your findings. Because actually Yah was a moon god in Egypt, and it was also the moon god during Moses' time. okay, and it was a dual entity, male and female, higher and lower octave. It was also, I do believe it may have been a name for Saturn, but L was the name for Saturn, that's for sure. Speaking of Chan L and channeling and all that, you know. But anyway, go to Judges 11 and you'll see a child sacrifice, and the moon god at the time in other texts was known for accepting child sacrifices, and it's right there in Judges 11, so go check that out. Now, one other thing I want to say is, even though I'm not a Bible believer anymore, I'm still a moral human being. See, that's one thing that I've learned now, is that you don't need a book to tell you what's right and what's wrong. This is embedded in all of our DNA, and that's part of our conditioning. So we always are believing that we need someone to guide us, to guide our morals. We don't need anything but the divine intelligence, nature. You know, we could show people symbols all day long, like the new big thing is the Saturn thing, which is good to show people the symbols and to get them used to seeing this. It's great. But why are they using the symbol? Why is Saturn so important? Okay, how are they using it? Because the same way they are using it to condition us is the same way that they can, is the same way you can use it for your benefit. Because basically what they're doing with symbols and things like that is, well, they're conditioning us, and they're telling our subconscious a story. See, they're bypassing our consciousness. Well, that's exactly what you do in magic or witchcraft or brotherhoods, or you do rituals, or you know, like you will write out a sentence. I'll do a video on sigil magic. I'm not sure it'll be on this channel or another one, but basically what sigil magic is writing a sentence out in all capital letters, taking out the vowels, taking out the letters that duplicate or that are in the sentence more than once, and then you take the remaining letters and make a picture out of it, and then you concentrate and meditate on that picture. And usually the sentence is something like, I will it to rain tomorrow, or something like that. Something that you want, that you will. But it has to be I will, not I want. I will it to happen. And then what it does is you make a picture out of it, so you consciously forget what that was for. You remember it as you're meditating on it, raising your energies, you plan it all together. You set up, you plan out like a time and how you're going to cast it. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. There's Wiccan, which is kind of dogmatic, I think, kind of like a religion, but then there's chaos magic and stuff. So anyway, you take the sigil, meditate on it, then put it away and forget it, or burn it. Some people burn them and then forget about it. And what that does is that picture, that your subconscious knows what that picture meant. It knows what the will was. But now that you've what's called launched it, your subconscious will work on that and will bring it into reality. Because we are our thoughts. We project our thoughts and they become reality. That's why all this chasing tornadoes and earthquakes around worries me, because I believe you're actually, if enough people are doing that, you're actually bringing that into reality just by putting all that energy into it. It's plane day all of a sudden. Okay. There are still some gems in the Bible too. I mean, most of it is manipulated text and a lie. For instance, Genesis, in the very in Genesis, where it says that Adam and Eve worshipped one God, but that can't be so, because monotheism, or the worship of one God or exclusion of all others, came in the 18th dynasty of Egypt, when Akhenaten was pharaoh and Tutankhamun. And actually, Tut should be translated as is a bad translation when they translated it to DVD, or David, or the Davidian bloodline. That's the bloodline, is the royal bloodline, is the Davidian bloodline, and that's their book. But there are some gems of truth in it, some. Especially in the teachings of Brother Jesus, or the Christ teachings, or whatever you want to see him as. There's some gems in there, and there's a reason. That's the reason why I believe I was duped into believing that, because whatever I find and I see since I've gotten into searching for the truth is I absorb myself in it. I've turned off my TV. You know, I hardly do any playing around. I do a little, you know, everybody's got to do a little socializing or whatever, but for the most part, I submerge myself in research all the time. So anyway, there's some gems of truth in the Bible. Mostly, especially where he says, I'm in you and you're in me, and I'm in the Father and the Father's in me. Well, that's true, because it's in us, and our consciousness is a creation of nature. So we are connected to nature, and we're all connected to each other through nature, through that divine intelligence. At the same time, we are that divine intelligence. We just forgot. And I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm no one special. Mr. 101 is no one special. No one's special. It's just we're remembering now, and it's not that you don't know, you just forgot. And we have to go to remembering our true spiritual path. And there's little bits of truth of it in all the religions. Buddhism, there's some bits of truth in there, but it's still dogmatic. Which, by the way, is why I really like, I don't know if you want to call it witchcraft, that's such a demonized word, but magic, or the spiritual path, unless you're Wiccan, you basically take whatever works for you. There's no rules, there's no fence. You know, if this works for you, you use it. If that doesn't work for you, you don't use it. And you build your own spiritual path, you know, with the gods and goddesses and the planets and the movements and all that. But there are some things, you know, like that the Wiccan religion has right. And I'm not bashing Wiccans. That works for them, and that's great. I just don't believe in the fence and the set rules. One thing I do agree with is the moon phases are very important. The waning and waxing moons are very important. I've seen evidence of that, but just like I said, little bits and pieces. There's little bits of truth in the Bible. If you ever get a chance, read the Gnostic Gospels. Those texts are demonized for a reason, because they're closer to our spiritual path than the Bible is. And everybody seems to be afraid to look further. They get stuck in the Bible and they say, oh, I'm here. I found the definite truth. But I mean, there's 3,500 years or more worth of history that goes way back before that Bible. And I truly believe Moses was Akhenaten, or a lieutenant of his, which in the last dynasty of Egypt came up with this worship of one God only, which was the sun god, or the lion. But there's more to it than just Saturn, and they're going to throw symbols. They'll double their efforts to put symbols everywhere as long as you're looking for them. There's more to it than just Saturn. Saturn's the ruler of time, but there's Jupiter, there's Venus. Venus is Lucifer, okay, the light bearer. During the 9/11 ritual, Saturn was in Gemini. Gemini's the twins. Okay, so there's a lot more going on that we need. That's why we need to look into this, and this is why I've been looking into this. So that's pretty much all I got. The reason I want to change my channel name or change my channels because I think people look at me and look at my channel and see the name and might not look at my videos anymore and just go, and I might be preventing people from seeing this information if they're seeing my channel name. I've kind of got that feeling, I got that sense. So you know, if you think that's a great idea, leave me a comment, please. Let me know what you think. Or, you know, give me a thumbs up if you think I should change my channel, or leave, no, you know, better yet, just leave a comment and tell me exactly what you think and why, because I'm strongly considering changing my channel. It's sad that people will judge you because of that, but at the same time I can understand why, because there's some pretty obnoxious people who believe the Bible. I wasn't one of those people. Some of us were just truly thought we were helping people, but it's still a good book to study if you read it with objective eyes. But let me know if I should change my channel. I think I should. It's really I really don't want to because of the followers I've built up now and the subscribers and the friends, but I figure if the friends and subscribers, they'll know if I change my channel, they'll see the video, right? So anyway, let me know what you think. That's my take on some of this situation. No, I haven't uploaded a video in a while, and that's why I've been contemplating this and how I want to say it. So thanks for watching. Take care.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs. We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving the present, déjà vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant, and I will even say this: such an impression is a clue that at some past time point a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this an alternative world branched off.